Okay, right. Good morning to everybody. Welcome to our 17th December Thursday Trade with the Boys Daily MAO. All right. Now, the thing is this: officially, I will not really conduct weekend MAO anymore. All right, unless maybe once a month, maybe. But if not, right, I won't because I think that I need to reserve time for my family members. So what I do is that the content that I've been collecting over the every day, I collect some content. I will put them over on the daily MAO. So the daily MAO minimally will be about 45 minutes from 8:30 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. All right. So of course, if you think it's too long, too draggy, don't worry. You can go to the Trade with the Boys YouTube channel to watch it. Now, usually I will upload between 3 to 6 p.m. because of my schedule in the morning and afternoon. Sometimes I didn't meet people. So about 3 to 6 p.m. So if you subscribe to it, all right, it'll be faster. Any notification itself, they'll inform you. Okay? All clear with that? If all clear, can you key TWB into the group chat? Right, Trade with the Boys. So you all know that where to find my YouTube or my videos every single day. All right. Now it's between 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. The uploading will be done during the period of time. But what some people say, Kel, if you upload so late itself, right, then what's the use? Well, put it this way. First of all, I would like you to come on board to listen to me live. That's why it's a purposeful thing. And the other thing is that, right, seriously, I think 3 p.m. just nice because the market is just about to start for European market before the US market starts trading. All right. So I think that is the rational reason. But of course, my schedule is a main reason. Okay. All right. So let's start this morning by putting up my PowerPoint slide. If you can see my PowerPoint slide, once again, give me a thumbs up so that I know that you guys can see it. I can continue the session. Yep. Thank you. Okay, right. So today is the 17th December 2020 Thursday. All right, coming months will be challenging. It's a question mark. It's not exclamation mark. Which means that I'm informing you what the Federal Reserve say last night or early this morning. If you didn't know, FOMC meeting happened last night and they have already said a lot of stuff. So I'll cover some of that. Before we start this morning, once again, as you got it, you need to give me a disclaimer. All right, same thing again. My sharing be used as a learning aid. If you decide to use real money or trading decision on your own, the risk of losses in trading can be substantial, obviously. And you must consider such activity is suitable for you in the light of the current financial condition. Okay. All right. So I need to have at least 40 disclaimer before we continue. So we have now 85. I need 40. If I don't have 40, I can't continue. All right. This is something that I was advised by that. Okay. Right. Yeah, my son just reminded me that I do my recording. Yeah, what's the last time I did record, right? So I had to repeat myself for 15 minutes. Yeah, indeed. That's why my dear son, very nice, reminded me. Right, my son is Adrian and my daughter Ariel. Okay, all right. Thank you, guys. I got about 40 already. Okay, let's just continue this session. Thank you so much for the disclaimer. So this morning, latest, the S&P 500 inches higher amid the stimulus hopes. Yeah, apparently they're still waiting for the 700 to 900 billion dollars stimulus package. Okay, they're still waiting for that. And obviously, Federal Reserve have just committed themselves that they will keep supporting the market. So which means that the bull market can't stop. The bull market in the equity market just cannot stop. There will be periodic pullback. There will be correctional pullback. There will be profit taking. But the Federal Reserve say they are there. They are waylaying, making sure that the market don't crash. So that's why I've been saying this upfront. There's nothing to crash the market unless it's a black swan event. So traders on the side, if you want to trade this US market, you have to look for low end to buy up because you have the Federal Reserve behind you. But if you're talking about shorting the market, you must try to short as high as possible. And theoretically speaking, you must hope for a big black swan event, which is going to be very tough because black swan don't come every day. All right, so that is something that you must understand this. So this is the Dow Jones last night movement. You can see that initially from 30,200, it travels down to about 2 a.m. That was before the Federal Reserve meeting came up. So when it came out itself, right, there was a bit of a movement. You saw gold price came down very strongly. Then it rebounded because Federal Reserve said that they're coming with all the tools, all in fact. And then you saw the dollar weakening and the equity market recovers. But towards the end of the day, it closed near again to the opening price. All right. So this tells you that, right, although the market has the confirmation of the Federal Reserve coming in to support, right, but the market still is at the top side. So based on news, you can see that interestingly, the Tesla share yesterday came down, surprising. And Bitcoin went past 20,000. In fact, it went to 21,000. So that's why I've been telling you Bitcoin go to 23,000. I have been saying that repeatedly. And of course, you can see that the Federal Reserve statement is very clear. They are all the way going to help with the easy money. Okay. So news-wise is pretty positive. News-wise is very positive for stock market, just that the market did not really react. So I'll explain to you why is that so. So you can see from CNBC, this is from Jerome Powell. He says that the economy should be performing strongly in the second half of the year, but the coming months are going to be very challenging. Now, this is a very important statement that you must remember. Now, for Jerome Powell being one of the most influential person in the financial market, when he says something, you have to capture what he says, and then after that, from there, digest and do your planning. So it seems to be that second half of next year, which is like 2021 after July, June, July onwards, they expect the market to recover. And most of the economies, even the World Organization, everybody was saying that. But he's saying that the next few months are going to be very challenging. So obviously, I think they know that with the current movement now, even the stimulus package, right, it will take a while for the market to really recover. So you can see that central bank says they'll buy at least $120 billion worth of bonds each month until substantial further progress. So that means that the dollar will likely going to depreciate further. I repeat, the dollar will likely to depreciate further. Okay, and okay, okay. Then the thing is that okay, he says that right, will keep on increasing until the economy recover. Okay, okay, hold on. Will there be a shutdown? Well, I don't think there'll be a shutdown unless the pandemic really break out. So we know that the mayor of New York, seemed to be very adamant to shut down New York. All right, and if you recall back, right, New York was one of the first city that they shut down, and then progressively the rest follow through. So that is something that you must watch very carefully, and that is probably one of the potential black swan thingy. But of course, the vaccine now ongoing, just finger crossed. As long as the vaccine shows no negativeness, no allergies, or cause a big hoo-ha, I think it's fine. But if there's anything that come out wrongly, then that is going to be the starting point. So that is the reason why I believe Jerome Powell, or even though with the vaccination, he's still telling people to be very, very careful, to be very challenging. All right. So I hope I answer you, Colin. All right. So today I'm going to share some extra stuff that usually I share on Sunday, and I'll share with you why my concern is. Okay. First of all, this is from one of the very well-known YouTuber. Okay, you can see that, right? This is on the City Research, okay, on the market. And apparently now this is the panic and euphoria mode going back as far back as 1987. Okay, so usually when the index go past 1.5, that is where the euphoria is at the highest point. And obviously you can see that is happened in year 2000, 1999, the NASDAQ movement. And then after that, the market came off, right? So later on, we saw the same thing happening. Okay, happening again, that is in year 2008, that's a Lehman crisis. But this time round, we are at an all-time level for the last 33 years, and we are here now at all-time level. All right, all-time level. So that's why traders, you have to be very, very, very careful, because the forward earnings, forward return is expectedly at a very, very high level. I mean, a lot of people are thinking that it should be able to succeed. So traders, be very careful on that. Now, this is from Norman Trader, one of the very well-known technician. He is always appearing on CNBC. So this is actually the Russell market. I covered this last weekend. I said that the Russells are now going really parabolic. Okay, a very parabolic run. So when the Russell go into parabolic, right, and you can see in terms of the PPO, right, the percentage, the oscillator, it shows clearly that, right, it is at the all-time high again, and this stretch over the last 20 years. So we are at all-time high level, but doesn't mean all-time high, the market must come down, because it can go up some more. But in terms of value in prices, we are now 3 times higher than what happened in 2004. So it's a total different thing altogether. So that's why I will say that clearly traders, we are definitely in the very euphoria moment. And with the Bitcoin hitting 21,000, right, stock market at all-time high, I would say traders, you have to be very, very careful. To buy, you're just buying the ninth inning. I repeat, like baseball, ninth inning, like basketball, the last 3 minutes before the fourth quarter ends, or football, the 85 minutes before the 90-minute ends. You're at this corner now. It's going to be very exciting, a lot of activity, but if you are the last person holding the baby, then too bad. You will have to suck at it. All right, you're stuck on it yourself. There's no other choice. Just be very careful on that. And of course, this is the S&P 500. This one comes from Goldman Sachs, by the way. This comes from Goldman Sachs. So this is the equity positioning. And you can see the current equity positioning is really extremely stretched, which means that almost everyone is involved in the market at a very high level at 2.0. The last time it is 2.3. That is in February 2018. The next time was in November and so forth, right? So of course, does it mean that when everybody's buying isn't that bad? No, you can see in history in 2013, when the number was 2.2, the stock market continued to rally for almost 2 years. So it's not necessarily bad. All right, doesn't mean that the people buying means it's bad news. You can see in 2019, all right, in September, the market stretched for another few hundred points in S&P 500 before it collapsed. So all I'm saying is that you are now having a lot of people buying. So that's why you can see any forums, any stock chats, everybody's making money. But if you are a savvy trader, right, for the last few years, you would have know that, right, if everybody, even a shoe shine boy, is making money easily, then the question I would ask is, who's selling? Because for every transaction, it's always a buyer and always a seller. So if everybody is buying, your neighbors is buying, your friend is buying, everybody is buying, the question is, who's selling? So that's the reason why I want to stress with you this is that as much as I'm looking at the fundamental, it's a very bullish stand, but you have to be very careful. And again, when it comes to Black Swan event, it doesn't tell you much. Okay, so this is the Dow Jones last night. So you can see last night I mentioned if the Dow Jones go above 30245, the Dow Jones will go higher. And indeed, it went up higher, went to 30,331, okay, 331. But towards the end of the day, it closed back down. So, but then the KSI is green, so we know that the boys are always on the buy side, okay, anytime. So this is the what happened. The day itself, pretty slow. Then after the cash market opens, there's some news. Now, incredibly, we saw the negative news on the data, but the market just put it aside, continue buying in anticipation of the US Federal Reserve. And again, don't you find this very interesting? I think I draw this for you guys before, right? That was just yesterday. The chart looks identical. Yesterday, I told you, right, when the market was going up, the market basically created a BMB followed by a color change. Now, the day before, sorry. And then the thing is, yesterday, it happens again. It's as if that it's like a deja vu. The day before, the chart looks like this. The next day, which is yesterday, it happened again, and it's the same movement. So this is why I believe that, right, this is actually not very healthy. It's more of a distribution than accumulation. I repeat, distribution than accumulation. So of course, I cannot tell you that who's buying, who's selling, honestly. All I can tell you is that the boys' activity towards here was all the way buyer. Then after that, they turn seller. All right. So this is something that you have to take note. Okay. So that is what happened for the Dow last night. Okay. So if that happening, okay, let's take a look at today's market for the Dow Jones now. Now, the Dow Jones, this is the conventional chart, and you can see very nicely it's pushing up towards the short angle, and it seems to be pointing towards 30,400, okay, 30,400. All right, so my point is this, yesterday when the market pulled back, it hit the midpoint of my white candle perfectly. So that's why you can see the support at 30,080 level. So I'm going to put a number there just for your information, 30080. Now that will be the midpoint that the market yesterday stabilized. So if the Dow Jones don't go below this 30,080, I don't think there'll be any selling. Okay, I don't think there'll be any selling. Then for the MA today, well, the market went higher, right? So we need to push up the MA higher. The MA point today is about 29,930, 29930. So as long as the market stays above the 30,080 and 29,930, I think the market is still going to be buoyant towards the upside. Okay, you heard me correctly, yeah? Still buoyant towards the upside. All right. So let's look at the weekly chart. Now, weekly chart, you can see nothing have changed. I mean, my Fibonacci chart, as I say, you can see yesterday, it pulls back all the way down to the 50% mark, and then it recovers again. All right, so it's holding now at my 23.6 level. The weekly chart still showing testing above the trend line. So as long as the market stays above the 29,900 level, there's no reason to be panicking at the moment. All right, so obviously, if this is going to be a third week doji, that is going to be very interesting, because if the weekly chart 3 weeks doji, usually by technical analysis, you ask any technician guy, it's going to mean very, very big movement coming in. Now, of course, I'm going to just spill a little bit on the course a bit, or digress a little bit. Today is the 17th of December. Theoretically, we are just 3 days to 4 days away from the big conjunction. Now, I know that basically a lot of people have been saying that. You can see a lot of feng shui masters saying that, a lot of gypsies and fortune tellers saying that. But the thing is this, just do note that this conjunction itself is the biggest, closest ever for the last 800 years. So whether we believe or not there's something happening, we won't know. But one thing for sure is that, right, Donald Trump still insists that he will fight all the way, and he has a final bet in January, that he will see whether the Congress accepts his challenge. So all I can say is this, there's a rational reason why, despite all the money coming in, the market is doing doji for the third week in a row. So traders, you just have to be very careful, because I don't want to sound like a broken recorder, but you'll be very sad that if you don't prepare yourself when things happen, right, then there's no one to regret on. Okay, just be careful. Okay, I'm not saying anything else, just be careful. Okay. Okay, so what we saw is for today now. Let's take a look today's. Now today, my system tells me that, okay, we are very, very faintly close to the pivot tool. That's 30165. Now, what will happen if the market loses 30165? Now, based on my system, there will be some selling. Yeah, which means that if the market stays below 30165 for the Dow Jones, there will be some form of selling. Okay. Now, the selling will bring down to which level? Well, if you ask me, I think the first level you go down will be here. That will be 29,937. Very specific number. 29,937. Very specific. So which means that if the Dow Jones later break 30,165, then there is a good chance that the Dow may go down to about 29,937. Okay, that is on the downside. But if the Dow choose to go up instead, then obviously it will go and test this figure. And this figure is 30,400. All right, that means you're going to break all-time high level, all-time high level. All right, so stick closer to the opening price of today to make your measurement. Okay, traders. But of course, the KSI shows that the market is still on the buy side. Okay, you heard me loud and clear, buy side. Okay. All right, so that is the Dow Jones. Now, how about the NASDAQ? Now, NASDAQ, I told you it was still on a very big bull run, and I told you when the NASDAQ break 12,510, it's a buy. I already say it's a buy, and that's why NASDAQ yesterday reached all-time high. Now, since it reached all-time high, I cannot use this line anymore. I must take it out. I must draw my new line. So I'm going to draw it live now. So what I do is always this. I take the line, and I have to find a good point whereby it sticks to it, and then I let go. And if it happens to stick with the flow, this will be my trend line. Now, of course, different people have different way of doing trend line. This is my doing. I leave it there because I want to see the MA and the line sort of coincide together. And of course, with the market still going up, the MA now is going to shift up higher to around 12,377. So everything seems perfectly good for the NASDAQ. But only thing is that for my PTP student, you know this is called a negative ROC. Hence, therefore, traders who are long, you may consider putting a short SWL, meaning show win level, just to protect your long order. Okay, just to protect your long order. Now, the NASDAQ, the long-term chart, still beautiful, converging it. So there's only thing you can do is you take this point here, the highest point ever, you join it here. Now, you can see this. Can you see that now? I take the highest point, I join the last high, and I basically extended it. What we can see right here now, you can see this, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's why Nasdaq yesterday, although even Tesla comes down, the market still stay up. But if you look carefully, the technical aspect, there is some form of resistance at 12,700 series. So traders who are long in the market, I will appeal to you, put trailing stop just in case the market do any pullback. All right. Now in a bull market, it's always good to have pullback so that you can buy. I repeat, in a market, there must always be a pullback in the bull market so that you can actually buy. So that is a way you should be looking at that. Okay. All right. If you're still online with me, you can key the word Nasdaq just to see whether you guys are still online with me. If you're driving, if you're not in a position to text, don't text. All right. We're 131 people right here. Thank you so guys so much. We'll take a little short coffee break. Right, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Now this is the Nasdaq day chart right now for our system, Trade with the Boy system. So basically for Nasdaq today, the upside potential is 12,778. Okay, it is possible because yesterday the closing price of the Nasdaq closed above the cage RL. So very good chance today the Nasdaq should trade back the high of yesterday. High chance, huh? All right. Then the KSI, you can see a very strong KSI jump at the bottom. That's why Nasdaq yesterday was a buy at all costs yesterday. Very simple trade. Okay, so now downside wise, 12,497. I think a bit far, but it's all possible. Just that I believe as long as the market stays above OP, the upside is there. Okay, all right, that is the Nasdaq. For the Hang Seng, well, you can see Hang Seng yesterday. I told you Hang Seng. Basically, the MA was at 26,501, and the Hang Seng just crept over it itself, right? The trend is still on the downside. You can see it's still carving in downside. But of course, with the market testing the MA, today will be a critical level. So I can see that the MA and my line is the same. So 26,500 again will be an important level for the Hang Seng. If the Hang Seng stays above it, Hang Seng will go up. All right, Hang Seng will go up to maybe here, and that's for 26,822. Okay, but that is 300 points upside. But if the Hang Seng do break down, which I'm still believing it will come down later on, then that is still the 25,500 level. Okay, so traders for Hang Seng, just watch it. All right, okay, Hang Seng, all right, Ken. Okay, so that is all for Hang Seng. We go back to our gold right now. I think a lot of people have been asking me on gold, how should they do it? What is the best way to handle gold? Let's take a look. Now, the gold market yesterday, you can see for the whole entire day, it went up, it went down, but eventually closed near to the flat level. This is the futures price. So gold sentiment now. Gold sentiment now is bullish. Yes, everybody is bullish, right? Price will be up, forecasting up, stuff like that. Seriously, again, it's like that, right? 3 weeks ago when the market was coming down, everybody tell you it will crash. 3 weeks later, the price goes up, everybody tell you it will rise. So that is how the news and media play this game, all right? This is something incredible. Just come up from news from China News Asia. Singapore export is down by 4.9% because of the decline in non-electronic shipment. So that means Singapore is actually theoretically in a technical recession, but of course they're not going to mention that. So get a skill, know something, be good for us. All right, stay at home to trade will be another source of income. Okay, so let's see the gold last night. Now, gold yesterday, the day chart is a CCRY positioning, red to yellow. So that's why yesterday we bought gold, all right? I mean, most of our students bought gold yesterday. All right, we bought gold. Now, this is macro buying. Okay, we bought gold. Now, because the KSI is red in color, we had to reduce the position by half, okay? Then the stop loss is placed right here, okay? So that is how you will trade gold yesterday. So yesterday, the gold opened at 1853, went on a high of 1865, so $12 gain. All right, was pretty good for the whole day itself, pretty good. Now, the target, we are looking at 1869 for the first target. If not, 70 as a second target. And if not, it can be 72. And of course, if you think that you go higher, you can go to 80 in fact, okay? You can think and go 80, 1880. Now, I've been asked where's good level to take take profit for gold, I say that I don't know. You can try to stagger 1869 some, 1870 some, 1872 some, and 1880. All right, you can do a staggering on this if you think that the gold is going to go up higher. Okay, all right. Now, normally when I see price going upwards and KSI is red in color, I don't get comfortable. All right, I'm not comfortable. So that's why for traders who are long in gold, just make sure your SWL is in place. Now let's look what happened the entire day. This is crazy. Now initially the market opens and start to trade up. So when the market crossed above the opening price, to buy gold was pretty simple. Okay, making money was pretty clear, very nice. Then when the market hit about 1865, suddenly it caved in very strongly. Some news came out, but cannot identify it's belonging to gold. Then when the FOMC result came in, gold plunged all the way down to 1844. Okay, 1844. But before you notice this, the KSI jump came back in, the KCX come back in. So KCX combined with KSI jump plus trigger KTR -1, CCRY was a strong buy. Correct now? CCRY is a very strong buy. Of course, by the time it's already 3 a.m., if you didn't notice this, that's absolutely fine, but the system still works regardless. Okay, so that is gold for yesterday's recap. For today, let's take a look right now. Now this is the long-term chart of gold. I did not delete my line because I believe that it's still usable. Now yesterday gold tested the MA 200. I repeat, gold yesterday tested the MA 200 and now it's trying to go above it. Now, of course, if gold can go above the MA 200, then things may really look towards the upside already. Now, someone did ask me on the side, Kel, now the Dow Jones is up, gold is up, so it's not going into a relationship. Yeah, I say agree. Now, what if later on gold goes up and the Dow comes down? Then what does it mean? Well, that means that the players are actually now motivating the funds to something that haven't been running up. Because you think about this, if you're invested and you think that the market is at euphoria level, then what you can do is that you can take this opportunity to sell your portfolio to the hands of the Federal Reserve so that there'll be activity here. Now, I cannot deny this as some conspiracy theory says that, right? Is it because the Federal Reserve now is actually helping the boys to get out of the position on the expense of the American? Well, you put it this way, it is fairly possible. Because you think about this, if I have a very big portfolio and want to get out, and the retail market doesn't have the chance to handle this type of money. So the only way is to go back to the government and tell them, look, I want to sell my portfolio away because I know a crash is coming in. But if you don't take my thing, it will crash the market. So what's the best solution? So if you are talking about a conspiracy act here, it makes sense for the Federal Reserve to tell the American that, okay, fine, you sell as much as you want, I'll buy regardless. So you understand my point? And do note that Federal Reserve charge interest on the money they print. I repeat, Federal Reserve charge interest on the money they print because they sell treasuries, which means that, right, that they buy treasuries, right, meaning they are actually doing that. So do note about this, it's something very dangerous here. So at the moment now for the trend line, I'm going to stay there, but I'm going to tell you up front, the MA today for 200 is 1864. I repeat, 1864. So which means that as long as gold stays above 1864, gold will go up. But if gold stays below 1864, you saw what happened yesterday. It went down to the low of 1844. Okay, so the MA 200 is a very strong resistance there at 1864 for today. Okay, you heard me, 1864 for today. All right, so with that itself, right, that is the conventional chart, 1864 for you. And we look at our own chart right now. Seems like gold is moving up already. Let me just check the day chart. Okay, so the day chart, as you can see right now, the gold opening price is between pivot 1 and pivot 2. So there is a fairly good chance that gold will be heading upwards to 1869, 1870, or 1872 because the pivot 1 level is 1877. Okay, so which means that if gold stays up 1869, first TP level, likely chance will happen. Okay. Now, at the moment, you can see that yesterday, the day before the closing was above the cage RL, right? So that's why yesterday to buy gold was a very easy task. As you know, and you heard it before, when the market closed above the RL for the first time, usually the second day, the market will continue to go up. Vice versa, if the market closed below the SL, For the cage SL, second day, usually there'll be some selling. See, our system is so robust and so simple to remember. As long as you follow through, you should be able to make some money, okay? All right, so I have mentioned that clearly, and I hope you got my cue. And the last market I'll show to you, last two markets I'll show to you is this one called crude oil. Now, crude oil is still hugging my trend line perfectly. You see that? Oh my goodness. Now, this morning when I saw the trend line and I saw the crude oil, my God, this is really hugging to the T. So this sort of hugging tells me what? Tells me that there will be a day, either we see a very big up run. I repeat that. Suddenly, bang, whoop, big one. A big one will come out out of nowhere, okay? Or bang, come down like that. So it's either one of them. Of course, you may say this is 废话, right? This is redundant, right? I understand, but I am telling you as a trader, when 24 bars are hugging at the trend line, 24 already, 24 bars are hugging a trend line, right? It's just a matter of time whether you want to push it up all the way to kill off all the short sellers or basically flush all the buyers away. So that means that be careful on crude oil, there will be a very big movement. And as you know, crude oil, if there's any big movement, it will definitely affect the Dow Jones. So if the crude oil shoot up, the Dow will follow through. So that's why I did mention to you on the upside, right? There is a fairly good chance crude oil can go towards 53 or $54. There is a good chance crude oil could go to $54. So that's why on the safe side, I mean, calling friends of mine to buy some crude oil to just keep lah. If there's going to be a black swan event, it's going to be an argument between countries, the crude oil will go up. Okay. Now, if let's say it's a economy doing very well, the crude oil will also go up. So you see the upside, the downside is all there, right? If there's going to be any large finding of crude oil, that will likely be the reason for crude oil to plunge. But of course, what is the chance of that happening, right? You understand my point? So whether it's negative or positive, crude oil will go up. So you understand why the crude oil keep on going higher and higher. Get an idea now? Yeah. Okay. So again, why can crude oil come down? Seriously, it has to be something bigger than fundamental, or something bigger than that. Maybe some big supply, or basically someone want to push the price down, or some organization will do that. But at the moment in December period to do that sounds very silly though. Okay. All right. So you get my point here. Okay. So let's go back to my PowerPoint, and then we come to this point, which is the. Let me show you one more thing. Here we go. Bitcoin. You see that? Wow, look at Bitcoin. Crazy, right? CCRY, red turns to yellow. And then yesterday, Bitcoin yesterday closed above the RL of the cage. That's why today Bitcoin continued to go up. That's my point. When the market closed above the RL for the first time, usually there will be a follow-through buy up. So that's why you see Bitcoin now is at 21,410. So I've been receiving messages since morning. Kel, can buy now or not? You think, Lei? What do you think? Now, I tell you this, my friends. Why don't you just look at this one for a short moment? Just give me 3 minutes or so. This is my Bitcoin, okay? We talked about today. We talked about yesterday, okay? Look at the chart. Yesterday, throughout the 5 minutes, there were a few pockets of entry. The first pocket entry was here, which is this is the point whereby you can see right now on your screen. This is the point whereby the KCX blink, correct? Blink green color. But you cannot enter because the price is coming down. It's red bar, you cannot buy, but you already can anticipate. So after about half an hour, the bar turned from red to yellow, and you realize this when the price was coming down. All right, when the price was coming down, you can see that the KSI was going up. This is a very strong divergence, a very strong buy signal, very strong. So obviously now you look at it, every moment now, all the red to yellow, right? You look at it, all the red to yellow, you just have to stick to buy, no matter how, stick to buy. All right. And when the Bitcoin shoot up the first wave to 20,700, a lot of people were asking me on the side, Kel, can we short Bitcoin now? I say, no, you cannot short Bitcoin. And then after that, this happened. There was two more KCX at the bottom of the screen. Can you see that? And if you look at it, right, same thing. You look at the screen, the bar was red in color. You cannot buy, right? You wait for it to turn yellow. Then after that, it did pull back, but it was not enough to hit the stop loss. The second thing came out also at the red bar, so you have more than enough time. Trading with Bitcoin with my system is that you have at least 10 to 15 minutes time in advance to prepare your trade. That is the most lovely part. And of course, once the color change over, and if the boys are buying with you, voila, you see that crazy, man. So this is the system you want because you're going to follow and follow and follow. If you're going to do what you call discretional shorts, you will get hit by the market instead. Just take note of that, okay? So if you like this indicator, for my students, stand by. Right, today we're going to have the last part of our testing. Then after that, maybe over this weekend, students will be getting this indicator. Maybe, I'll let you all know confirm. But definitely by next week, this time, sure, all of y'all will have to try, as long as you want to try. All right, I repeat, only if you're my student, then you can get to try. All right, that is very clear on that. Try, no cost, obviously. Trying is no cost one. Okay, all right. So with that itself, just to let you know, this is my price. Now we're 13 days away. If you want the Bitcoin and try it out, you quickly pay at 1388 because later on, when it's 1688, you will be paying a premium over the current price for the same thing. All right, so why not now join me ASAP and get to try out this powerful Bitcoin indicator. Very powerful. It's really one of my best at the moment right now. Okay, all right. So before you go, you can see this is yesterday's trading. Yeah, yesterday's trading. One of my fellow friends traded with another broker. Yeah, another broker, and he made about $1,004 trading 3 different trades. The size is not very big, I mean, look at the profit he makes for 500. This one's a big run. He hold for $1,000. I told him hold, don't need to scare, hold for 28,000. So he held on all the way and made $800 on his own. Okay, so it's a very big run. He make money, and this is life. I can't lie to you. This is life. Okay. All right. So the thing is this: before you go, it's not whether it's not whether you get knocked down, but it's whether you get up. And I think that this is again resonate very well with me because I'm always looking to climb up from my low end and go and give you even better. Okay, guys. So I really hope you do well for today. I wish you all the best, and may you strike gold today. Okay. All right. So guys, thank you so much for today. I hope you enjoyed today's session. All right, if any more questions, I'll be here around. If not, that'll be all for today. All right, Sunday, no MAO. I repeat, this Sunday, no MAO. All right, let's take a little break. Okay. All right, guys, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.